Hi, my name is John Kim, and I'm a therapist who went through his own rebirth. I share my feelings and revelations. I believe in casual over clinical and with you instead of at you. I come unrehearsed on purpose because self-help doesn't have to be so complicated. I don't know what's going on, but I've been getting a wave of clients all going through breakups and expired relationships. Well, I call them expired relationships. You guys call them breakups. Or maybe you guys are now calling them expired relationships because you realized that that mindset is going to help you. Now, I know that calling a relationship expired is a little bit minimizing, and that's not why I say expired relationships. I say expired relationships because you are then there's acceptance there, right? Like knowing or choosing to believe that it wasn't meant to go a day further or less um, encourages you to accept more. Because when you say breakup, it's like it sounds traumatic. It sounds like it sounds like something just went like the bottom fell out. And I know that maybe how it feels, but expired relationship is always. I've always felt that those words feel more like closure than going through a breakup. Going through a breakup sounds like you are just entering a war, something bad happened, you are recovering from something. And I don't think that's a good way or a healthy way to look at your expired relationship. Anyway, lots of people going through this, a lot of my clients going through this, and I have some words about it. I mean, I've got a lot of words, but I want to give you some simple things. So the way that I look at things is usually there's things that are on the surface, right? Logic, what to do, next steps, all of that, and then what's underneath, and also mindset. So when I say what's underneath, is like what's happening underneath. What is the subconscious? What are the records that you're playing? What are the messages you are cementing? All of that stuff. What are patterns? What's coming up for you? Because I think that's where the true growth soil lives. It's not in so much like what to do, because we all know what to do. We all know what to do to change our bodies. We all know what to do to change our lives. We all know what to do to build a business, whatever, right? And if you don't, you could just Google shit. Okay, so, but what you can't Google is the stuff that comes up for you, the revelations that you have that are tied to your story, the aha moments. You can't Google or research the process of looking inward. You can't Google any experience. So I think that's the most important piece. So let's talk about that first. As your relationship, not, what am I saying? As you move on, you know what? I also don't like move on. I know I'm complaining today a lot about different phrases. I like moving through, because when you say move on, there's pressure behind that, and I think a lot of people compare their recovery. I guess I don't want to say recovery. That sounds horrible. Their next chapter, they're getting, quote unquote, getting over someone. Um, I think that a lot of people compare they're getting over someone with uh, their ex, or with another person that you in the past have broken up with, or another relationship that has expired. And by comparing, you are now giving yourself a ticking clock, and of course, there's pressure behind that. So get rid of all of that. It's you're not moving on. You are moving through, right? You are pushing through the all the feelings of grief and anger and everything that's coming up for you. And so the only way to push through is to allow yourself to feel. And I think one of the mistakes that people make is when they are going through something, they start judging their feelings. So whatever you're going through, as you are moving through this expired relationship, don't judge your feelings. Don't compare this expiration to others, or something that your friends have gone through. Every relationship is unique and different, and your healing process is going to be unique and different, including how long it takes. So you're moving through, and as you move through, you are looking back at when you are ready at the relationship, and this is the really big piece. You are taking ownership of your piece. And I know that, people get dumped and cheated on and all. I get all that. But you could either blame and get angry and point fingers, and that does nothing for you, except it just makes it harder for you to move through. And then it makes you angry and lowers your frequency and all of that shit, right? So, or you can look at the black box. Why did the plane go down? What is your piece in this? What patterns do you need to break? Why were you attracted to this person? Or if you were the one that left, still review it. What happened and why, and what is your piece in it?
We'll be right back after this brief message.
So the importance of protein. It's the building block of any healthy diet. It's what our organs, muscles, hair, and skin are made of. And it's really easy to forget about getting protein into our bodies. I use Care of protein, and I think it's great, and I want to tell you about the difference. So Care of has clean label protein made of ingredients you can recognize from the best sources, such as whey from free-range grass-fed cows, or vegan plant protein made of organic peas, hemp seeds, and pumpkin seeds. Also, and this is really important for me since I'm such a sugar addict, Care of's protein powders are low in sugar, 1 to 4 grams, and in between about 100 to 150 calories, so you can get your protein boost in without consuming calories and sugar. And finally, they're just delicious and formulated with real natural ingredients and flavors you'd recognize from your own pantry. So I'm going to give you 25% off your first Care of order. Just go to takecareof.com and enter Angry Therapist 25. All right, get your protein in. I think one of the mistakes that people make when they're going through an expired relationship, and this is because we are hurt, is blaming and getting very angry. And if you are angry, it's okay, but blaming and pointing fingers and announcing over and over to your friends and everyone else what a piece of shit he or she was is not going to further your growth. It's going to just encourage more anger and resentment. It's okay to feel that way, absolutely, and it's okay to feel that way for a few days or a few weeks, but moving through means getting to a place where you start to let go, and I don't know what that looks like for you, but maybe start to forgive, or I don't know. But looking back and taking ownership is a huge piece in moving through. Now, as you do that, as you own and you start to see your patterns and what happened, and take responsibility for them, it's not just being aware. I think growth is 50% awareness and then 50% execution. It's being aware, and then it's what are you going to do about it, right? How are you going to now expand and grow? What are you going to do from these lessons the universe has presented in front of you? Because if you do nothing about it, then they're just ideas. And yes, that's the beginning of growth, having revelations, and you realize this, and then, but if you don't execute, if you don't give yourself a new experience, if you don't make different choices, then they're just ideas. So what are you going to do with this information? What are you going to do with your learnings? Now, you don't have to do anything with them right now. It depends on when you're ready. So don't force it. Let it come naturally, because when you're ready, you will start to take your learnings, apply them, and make different choices. This is where we go to usually a commercial break, but I'm gonna plug my thing right now, so I don't have to. You guys don't have to listen to the fading out of the music and then my little ad and then coming back. I wanted to tell you about my TAT texting community, and there's a lot of us now, and I'm texting people every day, 5 days a week, not on the weekends, because I also need a life. and every week the theme changes. So, we're talking about breakups today or expired relationships, and so one week could be that. Next week will be about, I don't know. We just did attachment styles, and if you want these reminders, think about it this way: I produce content throughout the week, and then the texting is something that is going to remind you or make you accountable, or it's a string to all the people who are taking in my content, my audios, my videos, my audio course, whatever, or if you've taken our Journey Life Coaching Intensive and you're in that community, it's all a part of it, right? We're all on the same page as far as growing and bettering ourselves. God, this is a long fucking commercial, and so so the texting is just another tool to help you on your path. Okay, and if you want to be a part of it, theangrytherapist.com. Okay, back to breakups. Now, on the surface, expired relationships, excuse me. On the surface, I always start with something very simple and just one note, because you give people too much homework and they don't do anything. So here's one sentence for you. Actually, it's two technically, but I'm gonna say it's one sentence. Out of your house, out of your head. That means instead of dwelling on how lonely you feel and sinking into that puddle of hopelessness, get the fuck out of your house. Go do things that you've always wanted to do. Go find something that you're passionate about. Go take up a new hobby. Get your ass in the gym. By the way, if you are going into the gym, don't go by yourself to a global gym with an Us Weekly under your arm. Go get involved in micro communities, because that's what is going to inject some social engagement, and it's going to make you make new friends, and then the community will push you. That's how we grow these days, through communities. So it doesn't matter if it's online or offline. Apply that to your fitness. That totally changed my life. And then out of your head, your head is the most dangerous place. So as you are moving through your expired relationship, you're going to be playing back a lot of the things. And I want you to, one way to kind of get out of your head is to start playing back the documentary, so you get a cold shower instead of the highlight reel, which most people do. And when they do that, they're in their head, and now they're fantasizing, and they're not playing back what was true and why it fell apart or why it has expired, but they're playing back hope. And then they start to feel the feels again, and they want to go and go for round two, or they're outside. Then you find yourself outside the bedroom window of your ex with that boombox over your head and all of that. So stop playing shit back. If you do, play the documentary, which will remind you why the relationship has expired. Never say no to anything social. You're going to want to stay home and eat ice cream and just drown yourself in Netflix and whatever. And you know what? You can do that for a day, but get out. Don't say no to anything. The best times sometimes are found in things that you didn't want to do. True? So when you experience loneliness, and it doesn't mean that you are lonely, but you're actually experiencing loneliness, go and engage and force yourself to meet new people, and you never know what's going to happen. Usually the best things happen from those things. Okay. Feed your brain instead of swimming in your thoughts. Audiobooks, podcasts, movies. Kill two birds, take it outside. I'm always walking and listening, and even like on Uber rides, right? Have your earpods in, and it'll also help you because the drivers tend to talk a lot. Also, do shit alone, especially if you're not used to it. So now's the time to connect to you, to get comfortable with being alone. When I was going through my divorce recovery, why do I say, okay, no more recovery. Recovery is so dramatic. When I went through my divorce and my rebirth, I went to diners, eating alone, meals, retreats, workshops, museums. Like, I just went out and just started engaging with the world by myself. And I bought a motorcycle. I went on rides. And, part of this is just to get comfortable with yourself. So I gave you some homework to do on the surface and things to focus on. And I also highly encourage you to take what is coming up and be a witness to it and learn about yourself and what happened. At the same time, allow yourself to feel and let those feelings pass, because they will. because they will. They, oh my gosh. And know that you're moving through and know that it will pass. I know that when we are going through expired relationships, it feels like the sky is falling, and I've been there, and it's not. And I know you may feel a sense of hopelessness, or that you're never going to meet another one, or the one, or be in anything healthy or whatever. And those are all false beliefs. That's not truth. Those are just feelings, and of course, feelings are not facts. Congratulations on your new chapter, and I hope you begin to connect back to you. Be well. Hey, before you go, if you like my ramblings and revelations and shares, I am now texting people directly to their phone. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com. If you want to subscribe, I'll be doing weekly texts, 5 days a week, reminders, and also mindsets and exercises and challenges. And every week there will be a different theme, a different topic. So I hope to see you in your phone. And also, if you enjoy this conversation, I hope you help me spread the dialogue and help other people by sharing it. You never know what people need to hear. So if it's helped you, I hope you can help me help others. Thank you. Hey, if you have a passion to help others and want to become a life coach, or you just want to acquire tools to change your own life, learn more about our Catalyst Life Coaching Intensive. We are an evidence-based training program with an amazing, authentic, vibrant community, and we give lifetime support. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com, and click on Life Coach Training.